All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the show. Back here with my guy Michael for another episode of season four. How's it going, my man?
Chris, good to see you again, bro. It's been a long time since we last met, and just getting ready for the new season, for the new NFL season. I'm more than excited.
Yes, sir. Football's getting ready to start, man. I know there's a lot to uncover, so let's jump straight into it.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Our favorite time of the year, the NFL is back and it kicks off here in just a few hours. It's Thursday night football, so let's jump straight into it. You guys know we have to start with, the biggest topic, which is our beloved 49ers. So first off, with everything that we have seen going on through the offseason with, acquisitions, injuries, preseason games and everything, tell me how you're feeling about the Niners.
You know what, Chris? I'm feeling really good about the Niners. We've came a long ways from those like mid 2000s to early 2010s where we were just hot garbage at the time, And
Mm-hmm.
now I feel like we have a great roster to compete. We didn't splash around a lot with a lot of free agents, but yeah, I think we covered the necessary areas that we needed to cover. But I'm most excited to see Trey. I'm ready for the Trey era to begin in San Francisco. And I'm just excited because it's championship or bust every year for the Niners. And I think this year, we might have the best chance at it.
No, yeah, definitely. I think this year is especially a big one because, as you said, the Trey area is starting this year, and as you guys know, we moved up, traded some draft picks away for that in the first round to get him. I know there's already been a lot of negative comments about Trey Lance in the national media, as well as like just friends and family, like around
Right.
work and everything, saying that hey, there was a lot better people out there. That's one thing that I've heard. There was a lot better options out there for the Niners to take, which I will admit I did want Justin Fields. I know that was one thing that we talked
Right.
about, but you can't dwell on the past. Trey is here. I think he has a very good upside with his talent, and arm strength and everything, leadership that he can bring to the table. As we mentioned before, this is like the first franchise quarterback in who knows how long. It's what we thought we were going to get from Jimmy, and we finally got that in Trey.
You bring up Jimmy. The 53 roster is set and it's ready to go. Um, were you shocked that we were able to bring back Jimmy? Were you shocked that they brought back Jimmy? Were you surprised that we didn't cut him? What were your initial thoughts when that he was signed and he was immediately put into that 53 man roster?
I mean, part of me was like saying, I knew it was coming, but at the same time, I really thought we were going to cut him. I also thought there was a possibility of him being traded. I know Seattle was, a big rumor that
Right.
everyone was hearing, with Geno Smith and Drew Lock in their quarterback room. But yeah, it is what it is. Jimmy's here. I will say it's probably a solid option as a backup. I know Brock Purdy has looked decent in preseason as well as our other guys in the QB room. But I think Jimmy, we've seen where Jimmy is taking us, like we said in the past, and
Right.
we're grateful for that. So if anything happens to Trey, injury or anything like that, I think we can be confident in Jimmy for a few weeks if necessary.
When they announced that Jimmy's coming back at a reduced salary, to me that was the biggest shock. I'm like, oh wow, this guy really just took a pay cut. He's like,
Right.
yeah, and I was shocked when he took that pay cut because I'm like, damn, dude, he went from like 24 million to I think I have it here, 6 million plus incentives, right?
Yeah.
And 6 million, I guess that's about backup money. That's about right for backup money, right? And I was like, damn, he really just took a pay cut. Either he really wants to be here, or he just didn't really have an option anywhere.
Right.
So I looked at it both ways. I'm like, I guess he'll be here. He's cool with it. In my mind, though, I'm like, man, I want to play. If
Right.
I'm a player, I want to play.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I also look at the other side of the coin. I'm like, look, Jimmy's already, he's already cashed in more than 100 mil from the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably like, you know what, this is probably the best option out there, even if I'm a backup. I think he's thinking like, if Trey slips or anything or he gets hurt, I'm getting reinserted right into this roster.
Right.
I'm going right back starting lineup. So at a point, I'm like, okay, we do have the best backup in the league, which is good. But at the second point, does this mess with Trey's psyche? I don't know. What did you think about that?
Yeah, that's the one thing that I really didn't want to happen, and I think we actually touched on it last episode when we talked about where they they not cut, where they excused Jimmy from camp. I know he was
Hmm.
still there working on his own, but it wasn't mandatory for him to be there. And we talked about how it's really good for the guys in the locker room to 100% know, hey, this is Trey's team. You don't have Jimmy come into the locker room and the guys that were super close with him, like, hey, what's up, Jimmy? And that rapport that they had, and Trey feeling like the odd man out in the background.
Right.
And now that's a huge possibility. Like it could mess with Trey, like it being his head too much. Like, hey, I better not mess up because if I do, this is my spot, and that could be some reverse psychology, and it could mess with his head and cause him to make mistakes out there. So I hope that's not the case, but it's definitely a possibility.
This is something that I had written down also. Is like how like okay, they brought Jimmy as backup. He's gonna be on the sideline week one in Chicago, his hometown.
Right.
He's gonna be holding the clipboard, right? Now the thing is with me is like, how long is the leash gonna be for Trey?
Mm-hmm.
Say we go 3-5 like we did last year, early 3-5. There's gonna be people, man. I already know it.
Yes.
There's gonna be people in the fan base who are gonna be like, even the crowd at Levi is gonna be, put Jimmy in,
Mm-hmm.
the chants are gonna come.
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you think Trey has a longer leash? Do you think Trey starts the whole season? At what point do you insert Jimmy? And if you do, what's the reason?
Are you talking about like what I would do or
Yeah,
what?
what would you do?
I think it's like I think Shanahan already made his bed and said, "Hey, this is Trey's team going forward. You got to stick with Trey." I mean, look at the times, like you said, we started 3-5 last year. There was fans like us calling for Trey Lance last year. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't see it. He stuck it out, rode with Jimmy, even through the injury in very crucial weeks like the last week in LA.
Right.
And I mean, Jimmy got it done, but barely. So I think if you're gonna have that amount of trust in Jimmy, who's a guy that you traded for, you also got to put that amount of trust that you kind of, traded away 3 first-round picks for.
I agree. And you just said something really key. I feel like Trey's going to give us over that bear hump.
Right.
I feel like we can actually spread the field here. We can, if the pocket collapses, I think Trey can he can get us at least 5 more yards with his legs, something Jimmy cannot.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's gonna be difficult. Um, it's gonna be a hectic season for just the fan base, bro. To be honest, and I think it's gonna be hectic for the teammates also. So I don't know. What do you think? So here's my question: if we do start Rocky 3-5, for example, what do you think the locker room's gonna feel like? What do you think those veteran players who are like, hey, I've won with that guy over there on the bench.
I,
Let's get him in. What do you say? What do you think Shanny's gonna say?
like I said, I would hope that he would stick it out with Trey because yes, this is year 2 for Trey, but he only started in 2 games. He's essentially a rookie right now. This is his rookie season basically, even though he's in year 2. You got to let him go through those growing pains. Like I
Right.
said multiple times, he's going to throw interceptions. He's going to get sacked. He's probably going to fumble the ball on rushing attempts. It's going to
Right.
happen. It's going to happen. We see it with Lamar Jackson. We see it with Patrick Mahomes. So it's going to happen. We see it with Tom Brady getting sacked and fumbling, throwing interceptions. We
Exactly.
can't. I would hope that Shandy doesn't get discouraged from that. Um, I think the one like red flag that I've seen is a little bit of inaccurate throws from Trey in the preseason.
Right.
Throws that he should be hitting, but at the same time, we dealt with that with Jimmy. So if you're not going to yank Jimmy, why yank Trey?
I,
Trey's
I
still early 20s, so let the man learn.
I completely agree, bro. We complained all last season that the Jimmy oh no throw. We
Mm,
knew it was coming.
yep.
We knew it was coming, and they still didn't yank him. So I think Trey's gonna be fine. The accuracy. It's only gonna get better with reps, and it's only gonna get better with the more experience he gets on the field. Um, but to be honest, there is no room for error with this team this season. I feel like it's win now mode. Like you got the Kittles, the Trent Williams, the Debos, the Ayuks, the Bosas, the Kinlaws, the Armsteads, the Wards, the Warners, the whole linebacker. They're ready to win right now. Robbie
Yeah.
Gold's ready to win right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, um, so that's my main concern. And then my other question for you would be, why keep Brock Purdy? Why keep 3 quarterbacks in the QB room? when most teams mostly just have two.
I mean, I think Brock Purdy will probably eventually get converted to practice squad.
Okay.
I think most teams do keep three. I think even four because, like I said, one guy goes to the practice squad
Right.
because we're gonna have Trey, we're gonna have Jimmy, and we're also gonna have Sudfeld who'll be QB3.
Ooh. No, Sudfeld got traded to the Lions.
Did he? Okay, see, so
Yeah.
this is something that I missed. Okay, that's
Sudfeld
what.
got traded to the Lions.
Okay, so Purdy. So then, like I said, we're gonna have three, and
We're
Purdy
gonna
will
have
be the
three.
guy that goes in with practice squad. You'll have Trey that gets the reps with the starters in practice. You have Jimmy that goes with the second string guys,
Right.
and then anything from there on out is Brock Purdy.
Do you think Jimmy gets traded before November 1st? Trade
If he
deadline?
if he's fully healthy, yes, I think he does because I think one thing which is like a conspiracy theory hot take slash
Yeah.
hot take for me is that he's not fully healthy. I don't think he is. I mean, what else would stop him? Like you said, he's good enough to be a starter in this league
Right.
for a high caliber offense and
Yep.
teams that are competing in NFC championships and a Super Bowl appearance. So why would he not be good enough to be at least a backup for anybody else? I know Seattle has been intrigued. You're telling me that Jimmy's not better than Geno Smith, who
I
is
think
starting on Sunday or Monday night?
I think Jimmy can walk into that Seattle facility and be week one like starter right away.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So okay, that's gonna be interesting. So without Jimmy on the team, they restructured his contract. He came back. For you, who won this? Who won here? Did Jimmy win? Did Jimmy on Yi win, or did the Niners win?
I think it's a 50-50. Everybody wins. Jimmy got to stay on the team and is still making millions of dollars. Yes, granted it's not the 20 something mil that he was expected to
Right.
make, but he was not cut and released. And also, so he has a team, he gets to play football, he gets to practice every day.
That's
And
true.
I don't know if you're keeping tabs on, the Niners social media, but you can see that pep in his step is back, dude. He's like excited to go
Oh
out
yeah.
there. It's like I think it might have been the video that you shared where you were like, it's the laugh at the end was a little cynical when he's like, "What's up, guys? I missed you." Right? And then after they show
Hey,
him,
faithful.
yeah, he's like jogging around, bouncing around again, versus where he was just in training camp. Yeah, I feel like I barely saw him jog when they showed him. He was just,
Bro,
walking around, just like tossing it, lobbing it, and now he like you said, he has a chance. He knows there's a chance he can get on the field if Trey gets hurt.
and I
And
think that
also for the Niners, it's a win-win. You bring in someone who's proven to win for you, and you have a much, a reduced salary. So I'd say 50-50.
you know what, I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna agree to an extent with you, and then I'm gonna say I think the Niners won, big time, because they got a really good backup quarterback. They got him at a reduced, salary, and so you didn't have to break the bank to keep him. You didn't have to cut him, and honestly, I don't think they were sold on Sudfeld and Purdy backing up Trey.
Right.
So I feel like the 49ers won, but Jimmy also won because, and this is where I'll give you the benefit of the doubt that they both won, because now Jimmy can just sit back. He can rehab,
Mm-hmm.
making money on the Niners. He's gonna be on a championship team, a championship caliber team, and he's just gonna relax. He's gonna chill, like you mentioned in that video, that cynical laugh.
Yep.
He's like, "Hey, you don't want to say hi to the faithful?" And he's like, "Hey, faithful," and that little smirk, bro, at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. He's like,
It's
I missed you guys.
It's like that little smirk at the end. He was like, "You know what? I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna rehab my shoulder."
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna be people out there who are hoping that Trey fails, right?
Of
And
course.
say we go off to a bad start, God forbid we go on to a bad start, bro. Jimmy's gonna be ready. He's gonna be ready by for example, a week 8 and beyond.
Yeah.
Just wait on it. I hope not. I mean, we're rooting for Trey, and I feel we can have a really good start to the season. So I'm juiced, man. So I agree. Jimmy and the 49ers, they won this.
Yeah. Of course. One last question that I had for you on this topic is, what is your biggest, area of concern right now for this roster, the way, it's built up?
You know, biggest area of concern. I got two. So it's gonna be definitely the offensive line is
Mm-hmm.
one, and I want to see what the running back room is gonna be, because I still don't know who's gonna be our number one, or number two, or number three. Who's gonna get most of the carries? Is Debo going to get back there also to take more carries? That's my main concern, um, especially going into the season. So O line and the running back room.
Yeah, no, O line definitely looked, a little sketch, especially in that last game.
Right.
Um, but you got to think one thing that a lot of people are overlooking is that hey, Trent Williams, best tackle in football, did not
Absolutely.
play a single snap in the preseason. So
Right.
definitely going to be improved. I mean, there still are Alex Mack is gone. That's a huge hole
Yeah.
that the Niners have to fill. McGlinchey is back from an ACL injury, which could go good or bad.
It could go either way.
We've already had our concerns about McGlinchey in the past. It looks like he's dropped the weight, so that hasn't gone well for him in past when he was
No.
skinny. The O line is definitely something to keep an eye on, for sure. As far as the running back room though, for the 49ers, I feel like it's going to be Eli Mitchell is
Right.
RB1,
Right.
probably Ty Davis Price, or I mean Jeff Wilson Jr. RB2. I
Right.
think those are going to be the guys that get most of the snaps, majority of the snaps. But Ty Davis Price from LSU and draft pick, he's going to be I think someone who's going to get the ball, goal line if necessary, and he's a workhorse, man. He's almost reminds me of a little bit quicker Frank Gore, guy that's he's
Ooh.
a bell cow that's going to go in there,
I like
hit the
that.
find those holes, hit the gaps hard and get the job done.
I agree. Ty Davis Price. I feel like he's that short gainer that we need for that extra yardage. But I'm looking at Elijah Mitchell, which I think he's going to be our number one. But I'm also looking at this guy Mason, um, who kind of came out of nowhere, undrafted from Georgia Tech, I think. And bro, and when he hits the hole, bro, he hits the hole.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see what's going to happen there. And also a big shock that when the 53 man roster came out was the cutting of Trey Sermon. Did you see that coming? Were you shocked?
I was definitely I
What
was
were your
definitely
thoughts?
shocked. I was definitely shocked. I'll say that for sure. I know he to some fans was already borderline bust, but I will say his rookie year was plagued with injuries, little injuries.
Right.
He had a hand injury. I know he had like an ankle injury. He had a neck injury and a concussion that he had in week 2 against Philly. So I don't know, man. I think it could have been, like a little bit nervous to be on the big stage because he didn't seem like himself, that the running back that we saw from Ohio State definitely
No,
didn't look like that
no,
Trey
not
Sermon.
at all.
Um, Trey Sermon was a guy that I really liked coming out of college. And I think that, I would like to think that they could have made it work, but hey, we brought in Anthony Lynn, who is, supposedly a running back guru. And if he's not seeing it, he's not seeing it. I mean, he's the one that developed Terrell Davis. So
I mean, remember, bro, like Trey Sermon started out at Oklahoma.
mm-hmm.
He got his position taken,
Yeah.
and now it's like, you know, what's something's wrong with the guy.
Yeah.
He went to Oklahoma. He got a spot taken in Oklahoma. He went to Ohio State. He finished strong on Ohio State. Gets drafted in the third round by the 49ers. And then just didn't make that leap last season, which I was hoping he would make. I would hoping he would back up, Elijah Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know what happened. Debo had to come in, and if you got Debo taking carries over you, then something's going on there.
Right.
But now he's with the Eagles. Let's see what happens there.
Yep. We'll see, man. A lot is going to be different about this team this year, starting with Trey, starting with the running backs,
Right.
and that offensive line. So we'll see, how far those guys can take us on the offensive side of the ball. It's something to keep an eye out for. But I'm excited, man. So I know we both have high expectations for the Niners, and with that being said, who do you see putting up a fight in the NFC against the Niners?
Well, I'll tell you that right now. The contenders in the NFC that I see are, I narrowed it down to 5 teams, and I think the NFC is wide open. Anybody can take it. Anybody with a good roster can take it. And do you want me off the 5 teams?
Yeah, here do you want to do 5 teams, or do you want to go like who's going to make the playoffs essentially?
Oh, I don't think I'm ready for that.
All right, let's
You,
start with
I,
this.
you got to ask me this after week 3, week 5, and that's when I think you can ask me, who do I see in the playoffs?
All right,
But
let's start with your top five.
these are my top five teams who can, I think, put up a fight against the 49ers. Okay, so I'll give you the teams and then my concern with the teams. So number one, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Hmm.
um, but they are having offensive line troubles.
Yes.
And Brady's not mobile, so that's one. Number two, I got the Green Bay Packers. We all know Aaron Rodgers is a dog. He knows what he can do, but he doesn't have renowned offensive weapons right now. So he doesn't trust his rookie wide receivers. He's gonna have to rely heavily on whatever veteran receivers he has right now. So Packers. My third team, the LA Rams. The LA Rams, bro. I see them strong, but these are my concerns with the LA Rams. Stafford's throwing elbow.
Hmm.
That's a little under the radar, and it looks like they're also having O line troubles. They got to replace Whitworth. He was the big body that they got to replace, kind of like their Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Um, so some concern there, and they got no Odell Beckham, right? So it's only going to be like Cooper Cup and I think it was Allen Robinson that they signed, but we'll see what the rapport is with there, right? So that's the Rams, the fourth team, your good old Dallas Cowboys,
Really?
and this is why I picked the Cowboys, bro, because like they're always in the mix. I feel like somehow, some way they'll find a way to get into the playoffs, right? But they cannot be trusted, and they will fade. So that is my selection for the Cowboys. And then this is the only team that I'm afraid of, to be honest. You ready for
Let's hear it.
Philadelphia Eagles?
Of course.
Philadelphia Eagles, I think, are the realest threat to our San Francisco 49ers.
No, I definitely agree with that for sure.
You know? I feel like Niners can beat anybody, but I think these five teams, in my opinion, are the teams who I think can test the 49ers, but after, writing out and their limitations, I think the Niners can take them.
Oh yeah, of course. No, I think the Niners can definitely beat anybody in NFC or AFC. Really,
Mm-hmm.
we're really good on both sides of the ball. Um, but the Eagles are definitely a big concern. The Eagles are a big threat. Um, pretty solid at five, I would say.
Yeah,
Mine are pretty similar. I'll go ahead and go five.
go for it.
Number one, obviously LA Rams. Division always play us tough, even though we had that little hot streak over the last few years.
Right.
Always play us tough. Super Bowl champs. They got better on the defensive side of the ball with adding Bobby Wagner. So you got Aaron Donald, top defensive lineman, who people say is arguably the best defensive player or NFL player right now.
Right.
Add Bobby Wagner as a linebacker who can cover anybody on the field, and you got Jalen Ramsey on the backside. Three like perennial Pro Bowl players on your defense who are all leaders.
They're covered in every sector of the defense: D line, linebackers, and
Yep.
secondary.
Yep, you got those guys. And it's just a division rival. Division games are different. So I go Rams one. Bucks, obviously, like you said, a huge concern is Ryan Jensen's out for the year. Some interior offensive line gaps that we don't know how it's gonna affect them right now. But you're still looking at Tom Brady, who is well aware of how quick he needs to get the ball out due to not being mobile.
Right.
Throwing to freaking Godwin once he comes back, Mike Evans, what's his name, Russell Gage, and Julio Jones. That's offensive star power right there. So I think that's a threat. One that you didn't mention, which I think is the Saints. I think the Saints
Ooh,
are
okay.
Saints are a sleeper. I think Jameis is an improving year. You
Yeah.
got Michael Thomas coming back. We all know what Alvin Kamara can do.
Right.
They drafted Chris Olave. They got some offensive star power there too. There's someone else that's there that's slipping my mind right now. But definitely offensive star power. Their defense has always been nice. I know we've kind of always said like the Saints are a little bit overrated because they get to the playoffs and flop every year.
Right.
I don't know. I think they may be able to compete for the division with the Bucks, but we got to see what Dennis Allen does first, what he brings to the table.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I don't know. I don't think he's proven to be a coach, in my opinion. But we'll see what the Saints can bring. I don't trust Jameis, but I'm gonna take it for your word with all these offensive weapons. Maybe they make him better.
right. Four is going to be a shocker. I think
Okay.
Minnesota wins the division. I
Ooh.
think Minnesota wins the division over Green Bay.
Yep.
And I mean, like I said, Minnesota is, just pretty consistent in what they've been over the
Yeah.
last few years. Devontae Adams is out of Green Bay. Alan Lazard, you got Romeo Dubes or Dobbs, however you pronounce it. You got Aaron Jones, who is going to be a workhorse out of the backfield, and that's pretty much it. We see in the playoffs in the past, Rodgers does not trust anybody outside of Devontae Adams.
We saw it, bro. We clearly saw it.
He's already been in the media, national media, during preseason, bashing his receivers for dropping the ball, saying that if they don't get it together, they're not going to be out there. So that's a problem waiting to happen. They're going to be good, obviously, but
Yeah.
the Lions are going to put up a fight in that division too. So I got Minnesota win that division, giving a
Nice.
little bit of competition.
Okay.
And lastly, like you said it, for obvious reasons, the Philadelphia Eagles. Those are going to be my top 5 right there.
I like him. I like him. I like it. It's gonna be good, bro. I think this is gonna be one of the funniest, most anticipated NFL seasons in maybe our lifetime, bro. To be honest,
Right.
I don't think I've been this excited for an NFL season in a while, bro.
Right.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I have not been this excited. Like I told you earlier, I went to go buy new gear because I'm this excited for it, bro.
Yep. No, it's definitely going to be a good one. And that's just the NFC, bro. That's just the
Wow,
NFC.
that's just the NFC.
Let's get into a little bit of AFC talk
Let's
now.
shift. Let's shift.
Being from the Bay Area and all, Raiders used to be on the other side of the bay with us too. Now in Las Vegas, but they're still a hot topic for us due to still being in the Bay Area and so many Raider fans in the Bay Area. What are your expectations for the Raiders this year? I know they're in a really stacked division. What are your expectations?
So my expectations. I mean, I'm looking at the roster. I have it right here. I think they're a great offensive juggernaut, in my opinion. You got Derek Carr, who, I think has, can definitely have something to prove this season. Derek Carr, you got Devontae Adams, you got Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro, and is it Josh Jacobs, the running back?
Yeah,
I think, bro, that is a lineup of offensive weapons. My expectations for the Las Vegas Raiders is, bro, I think they can win the division.
yeah, definitely.
Like I have no doubt. I know we like to trash and kind of like bully our Raider fans and our Raider followers. But I have full faith in them this year that I fully think they can definitely win the division this year.
Right. I think division is going to be a tough one for them. We always used to say that the NFC West was the toughest division in football. I think that's shifted to the
Right.
AFC West now. You got the Broncos, who are going to be great with Russell Wilson and a great defense that they already had. You got the Chargers, who had very good additions to that defense as well. Like we talked about the Rams, and also you got the Chiefs, which are probably picked, I think, to go last in the division right now, based on what I've seen.
Okay.
Um,
Wow. Really?
a lot of people have been picking the Chiefs to go finish last in the division, but I will say Juju Smith-Schuster has looked really nice, so far. Um, Isaiah Pacheco is a rookie that a lot of people are sleeping
Right.
on. So I think right now the division is open, but I will say, like you said, this is not my prediction saying the Raiders are winning the division, but I will say I will not be shocked if they do win the division.
Yeah. I mean, they got an under the radar offense. Their defense got him. Got the addition of Chandler Jones. I really like what the Raiders did this offseason, bro. And I think just adding Devontae Adams just catapulted their stock value. So I
Yeah,
like what from the Raiders. Loaded AFC West, Wilson, Herbert, Mahomes. But Carr's gonna throw in his 2 cents, and anything can happen. It's the
yeah.
NFL, man.
I'm a big red zone guy. In red zone packages, I like to see what teams can throw together. Um,
Right,
one thing that I like is in the red zone is the big bodies. I know we've talked about, we should have used Kittle more. We
right,
should have used Sanu more in the red zone when he was healthy. Jawan Jennings, had some big plays for us in the red zone. The
right,
Raiders got that, man. They got the big body in Devontae Adams that can go up and get it. They got Darren Waller, who's an animal. They got Josh
right,
Jacobs, who can punch it in, and Hunter Henry, Hunter Renfro, who's quick and shifty, man, and can get open
right.
quick. So I think they're going to be able to score a lot of points. Defense is going to be good and solid. I think they made a mistake letting go of Trayvon Mullen, but hey, it is what it is. Hey man, so I think the Raiders are going to be fun and exciting to watch this year. It's going to be a good opener for them this season against the Chargers. So
I mean, and with that being said, we can transition into our pick'ems of the week.
let's get it, man. Take it away.
So I got here our six. We did five last year, but I'm gonna go ahead and do just because there's a game that we're both intrigued. So we're gonna throw a little extra game on the slate. So first game, obviously, we got the 49ers and the Chicago Bears. Who you got?
I'm going to go Niners. Really, I don't think the Bears have that much offensive, firepower. So I got to
Okay.
go Trey, proving a point, winning in Jimmy's hometown. Give me Niners.
All right, Niners. Next, I got tomorrow's season opener, Bills Rams.
This is tough. This is real tough because the Rams have never lost a home opener under Sean McVay.
Ooh,
But I will say the Bills are hungry. I'm going Bills Mafia.
I got the same thing, man. I got Bills Mafia. Everybody's picking them like they're this this juggernaut. So I got to see it tomorrow. You got to be the defending champs.
Yep.
And then so the next game we got. I think this is probably one of the most anticipated games, one of my favorite games of the week, and it's gonna be the Las Vegas Raiders versus the LA Chargers. Who you got?
I'm going Vegas Raiders. Give me the Raiders. One thing that I will say, it can obviously go either way. I think it's going to be a very high scoring game. It's a huge loss for the Chargers in losing J.C. Jackson to an ankle injury and already having surgery.
Oh yeah,
I was very, very high on J.C. Jackson. I wanted the Niners to try and get him.
yeah.
I think that's a very big loss for the Chargers. I know they're going to be able to get through the Raiders offensive line with Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa, but give me the Raiders.
I also picked the Raiders. So, we're 3 for 3 right now. We both picked the same teams, and I like the Raiders here. I think the Raiders open at home. No. They go to
LA.
they go to L.A. Okay, yeah, I like doing this little upset. So I'm taking the Raiders here. The next game we got going on here is a good one. It's Buccaneers versus the Cowboys. Who you got, Chris?
I gotta go Bucks, man. I think the Cowboys could, shock the world in a sense, but I mean, when you're talking Brady, who's trying to prove a point, like I said, we, got. I think he's gonna make Julio great again. I gotta go Bucks.
Kind of like an Antonio Brown situation.
I think he's going to bring the best out of Julio. It's not. This is not a situation where you're saying, Julio is going to give me 50% Julio. No, Brady's like, I see this in you. This is what you're going to be. You're going to be a winner.
I like that. And honestly, I said the Cowboys are going to fade. I don't really see them doing CD Lamb their number one receiver. They
Yeah.
need to do a little bit more. I haven't seen what I've seen from Zeke in the previous years.
Mm-hmm.
If he's got to do something, he's got to do it now.
Amari Cooper's gone.
Amari Cooper's gone, so you know that's a big if. So, and then the next game I got is Packers Vikings, a little AFC North for you.
I'm going Vikings, man. Give me
And
the upset. I think, like I said, I don't. I think the Packers have a chance to figure it out because Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback.
mhm.
But they're going to struggle early on. They're going to figure out that chemistry. Give me the Vikings in which I think would be an upset.
I also picked the Vikings in this game. Um, it's gonna be a good game. Vikings have a lot of weapons. With the addition of Jalen Rager, right, from ex Eagle. Kirk Cousins is gonna have a lot of weapons to throw to, so
Yes.
I expect him to do a little bit of damage there. And then the final game, a little bonus game for us: Browns Panthers. Who you got? A little revenge. Baker starts number one.
Give me Carolina. Baker, they picked him up in Carolina,
Yes.
gave him the job to, if it's his job to win, he beat out Sam Darnold. He had his comments already that what he's going to go do against the Browns. I say if this is different, obviously, if Deshaun Watson is out there, give me the Browns. But we know that's a completely different story. It's a mess with Deshaun Watson right now. But Jacoby Brissett is not it, man. Jacoby Brissett is not going to win you games. And very hot take, I'm saying the Browns don't make the playoffs this year. So give me Baker.
Hey, I fully agree with you. And let me tell you this: the Cleveland Browns are going to regret not trading for Jimmy G.
Yep. And who knows? It might still happen.
It might still happen, but I also got the Panthers and Baker getting a little bit of revenge against the Browns, who are just a hot mess of a franchise right now, bro. From everything that went down with Deshaun Watson to not getting a competitive quarterback to cover him. But hey, It's Bears week.
It's Bears week, week
Let's go
one.
Niners, baby.
We're going to Soldier Field.
We're
Gonna make some.
going.
Yeah, so I think I'm excited, man. Like I said, football's back as of tomorrow, just here in a few hours.
Man, I'm
Less than
juiced.
it's just, hey, man, we're back. So
We're back, and I'll give you my 3 keys to victory for Sunday for the Niners. Are you ready?
let's hear it.
Run game. Niners need to bring that run game. 2, keep Fields in the pocket. Don't let him extend the plays, because we know what he can do if he extends the plays. And number 3, open the playbook for Trey. Let him rip it. This is one of the games where, okay, the Bears are not the greatest team in the NFL, but we can test things out here. Let's get a good lead early, and then just open the playbook. Let's see what he can do. Those are my 3 keys to success, and the Niners win by 14 on Sunday.
Yeah, let it rip for Trey. This is he's going to get a lot of attention here. This is Justin Fields versus Trey Lance, the guy who a lot of people, Niners fans like myself, wanted Justin Fields. We passed on him. I think he thought he was going to the Niners. We passed on him. Shanny passed on him.
One of the Niners.
Darnell Mooney was in the media saying that Justin Fields is going to make the Niners regret passing on him because of this game. So Justin Fields is going to be doing everything he can right now to outshine Trey Lance in week 1 and start off 1-0. I know a very hot take that a lot of people are saying, which I'm not sure about yet, is people are saying that the Bears are going to have a winning record this season. Not too sure about that yet. Won't make any comments, but Justin Fields is going to be out for blood. Let Trey shine, let him do what he does. And like you said, keep Justin Fields in the pocket, compress, a lot of pressure with that front 7, and, make him pressure. You got Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, bro. Allen Robinson's gone. No offensive star power for the Bears. Give me the Niners. Give me the Niners by 14 as well.
Yeah. Great episode, Chris. Like always, it was a pleasure. I'm excited to ride this ship with you again for another NFL season. And, with this NFL season, we're going to run some NBA action coming soon.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get into that October with the MLB playoffs.
Yep.
And the Champions League just started. We got a long season ahead of us, and I'm back, and I'm happy to be back with you, man.
Happy to be back, man. I got to get these Dodgers a World Series. Arsenal starting off hot, except for this last weekend. But hey, yeah, like you said, man, there's a lot of sports, a lot of stuff to be covered. I think we're back consistently now, man, and it's going to be great.
It's going to be great, Chris. This is awesome chatting with you again. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, and let's see how we do in our pick'ems. We pretty much all picked them the same, so let's hope for a great weekend and a 49er W.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is the end of the episode today. Keep an eye out for all socials. We're pretty much active on all social media platforms as of now. So there's going to be a lot of great content out there. And, thank you guys for tuning in.
Peace out, Chris. I'll see you next week, brother.
Yes, sir, Random. Have a good weekend, man.
Later, brother.